I just can't give plans to the city and figure out all the smart stuff, but I have the idea of what to do.
To do better in their business, but I also have to
I don't know how to do it.
All right, hey everybody, we are here again with Dan the Man. He's a carpenter, but he's also one of my buyers who took this Sterling Heights house and totally transformed it. We got some before pictures. We'll post them up here. And the project's not finished yet, so don't think this video is about it being finished. But this is about the transformation that he took it from. Oh my God, it's crazy. So with that being said, tell us a little bit about what you do, Dan, and what's your specialty?
Sure. Yeah, so we do all home remodeling. We do everything from start to finish, demo. We love houses that were in the state of this place was, where it was just a massive project. Because It's challenging, it's fun.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing I found out is you're really, really good at is taking these really bad properties that honestly any other flipper would probably pass on it, and you bring them to life. So at least that's what I've seen from the past projects that we've worked together on. And we had to come and see this. So we're about to walk around. He's going to explain all the changes. We're going to walk around the outside, then we're going to go on the inside, and he's going to do some explaining there as well. Honestly, this is a treat for y'all.
Yeah, so when we first got this property, the craziest, I've never seen a house like this before, at least a situation like this. This whole upper second floor and the back side was all in addition to the house back in '97. And this lower part is the original ranch that was built in 1950. So they kept the original roof and trusses intact, and then they built this addition on the back, and they just created this saddle so that it could pitch both ways. But the problem is that it created all this ice damming, and all sorts of problems arose. And so we had no choice but to rip off the entire roof and reframe everything from start to finish on this. So we went from an original pitch roof to what you see now, where I created big long rafters so that I got as much pitch on it as I possibly could to get windows, and then just for a little bit more elevation on the house, I gave it this nice big front porch and a nice hip right there too.
And you guys will see from the prior photos that there was not a front porch there before. So it was a very little front porch, if anything. So with that, this makes it stand out so much better. Like, did you have a designer come through and do all of this?
Right, so I actually had the idea in my head of what I wanted to do. The tough part was trying to find an architect to actually put it on paper and put my vision down of what I wanted. I had multiple people tell me that it just isn't possible to do. The pitch is going to be too shallow. It's just not going to work. And I've been doing this for 20 years for framing, and I know what's going to work and what's not. And I just can't give plans to the city and figure out all the smart stuff, but I have the idea of what to do. So I finally found a guy, probably reasonably cost, and he knocked it out for me. He brought it home. And once I got the plans, we were off to the races on this.
It just shows that don't give up on the ideas in your head. Where there's a will, there's a way. Don't just go to one expert, and if they say no, don't just take that. just keep going and
Right, yeah, exactly. And then for all the finish details, for the siding and how I did all the board and batten and everything like that, none of that was ever on paper. I just kind of waited till I got to that portion and just kind of did it because
okay.
I didn't know which direction I wanted to go yet. So
the biggest thing is the roof line, the structure. This
Yeah.
was all the way down to the studs,
it was
completely
just
down.
3 walls.
So, now what other issues did you come across? We can walk around the sides.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So-
So there was a lot of, not only the roof being a major issue, but also the upper roof too was a huge issue as well because there's no ventilation.
Okay.
So the roof, we had to tear off all the plywood and redeck the entire upper roof as well, because it was all mold. All on the underside of the plywood, it was just all mold, and it was
Because of all the ice damage
ice
coming
damage,
through.
no ventilation, and there's leaks, so the water had nowhere to go, and the heat.
Okay.
So, but now it's well ventilated, and so that's done. And the lower roof, it's all that was fun because I haven't had to frame an actual roof in a while because everything's all trusses now, and so I had to go old school and conventionally frame this with all 2x12s and LVLs, and it actually took skill and knowledge of. Felt good to be challenged for a change.
You can tell that he has a passion for this, most definitely.
Yeah, so on the front porch, actually the entire hip or the ridge up here, it's a 3-ply LVL running all the way from the back wall of the house to the out here. Big massive beam that we ran, and that's holding up the entire roof structure
Okay.
from front to back. It was pretty wild. I mean, so we got that center.
I mean, you can see from this side how the pitch line actually goes all the way over, and basically how he fixed that. In the older video, which we will show, how the roof line was prior, and prior to this, you can see that down over on this side where the two met was notorious for leakage and actually dry rot for the wood and everything. So I'll let the photos speak for themselves, but this is tremendously better. All right, so we're back here in the back now, and Dan, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you did back here?
Yeah, sure. So before, you'll see in the prior videos that this whole back was just empty.
Yeah.
We added a window up there. We moved the door wall. It used to be over where that window is.
Okay.
Added that window, moved the door wall over. Then we added this back door.
Okay,
which
so
I'm in the way of.
nope, yeah,
but,
that's
yeah,
right
so
there.
There you go. And then we
Right there.
actually moved where that middle window is on the side of the house right here. We moved there. That's where the side door used to be.
Yeah.
And we just turned that into the window, and you'll see why we did that
When we
in
go
a
on
little
the
bit
inside.
when we go inside.
Okay.
But
So
we added.
was there any difficulty? Was there dry rot? Was there anything big wrong back here that was troubling?
All the structure problems were on the side of the house.
Okay.
On this side and on the far side because of how the roof system was framed. And all that water was rushing down into literally a 12-inch gutter system.
Right.
And then it was just all overflowing and running behind the siding and getting down into the crawl space. I had to replace four joists all the way from front to back of the house on
Wow.
both sides of the house because everything was just rotted. It was crazy.
Yeah. And this is on a crawl. Is
It's
that
on
right?
a crawl.
This is on a crawl, so it's really crazy. The good thing is it wasn't a slab.
Right.
So that would have been much more expensive. But that's awesome. And the good thing is that you have the specialty to be able to take on these really tough projects. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head on inside and we're gonna see the magic that he did on the inside.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I